Ugh. Hello, truckers, drivers, and adventurers. I am the KILR Awesome Trucker. Putting the awesome in trucker because things are just getting better. So, you know, I'm really happy about that. And also, KILR Trucker just sounds violent, so KILR Awesome, it kind of works a little better. Kind of goes with, you know, the title of the show, too. But, so we're wrapping up from the previous mission. I don't have any load offers that have come in yet. I was told that it's kind of hard to get out of Oregon. But, well, I mean, you can get out, but as far as getting back south, it might take a few days, and I'm okay with that. But, did the split sleeper berth. I've done it before when I was going on home time, but I did it for an actual work reason on this one. So that way I could get her on time. And, you know, yeah, I was a few minutes late, but there was already someone here. So I just had to go and turn around and park and wait it out. So while that is doing, I had already been in the sleeper like 9 hours. So I only need to be off for 1 hour and the time should reset. So let's take a look. Huh. It didn't reset. Oh, it's because even though it was a total of 9 hours, my mentor warned me about that because after midnight, weird things happen. All right, so I'm going to have to use my personal conveyance to get to the truck stop. Oh, geez, I hope it works. We're at a Love's parking lot in Troutdale, Oregon. It's not too far from the Swift terminal, but I wanted to try to stop here if I could. Had to use my personal conveyance and wound up being like 24 miles because I got turned around and went off the wrong exit. But found out that my hours were added back. I mean, not completely reset. You got to do like 10 consecutive to reset it completely. But I got 6.5 added to my drive time, 8.5 added to my shift time, my shift clock. They're frozen. The clock is frozen, so they're not ticking down or anything. But it didn't happen until 2 hours. Even though I only needed 1 hour, because I did 9 in sleeper, I only needed 1 hour. It wouldn't pick it up. So I think you have to have a minimum of 2. So it's either 8-2 or 9-2. I don't think you can do 9-1 apparently. But yeah, as soon as they hit 2 hours, then it gave hours on my drive and my shift clock, daily clock, I guess you could call it that. I had a couple of stacked loads that would get me to California and then Arizona back over to the Swift terminal over there. I didn't get a chance to really look at them, and they were removed. So it's not like I'm going to sit there and try to do it when I'm driving, especially when it's raining. I mean, you can see out there, it's, so at least they think you can. You know, it's raining out there. And yeah, Portland area is a little bit of a tight area. When I had to get off, because I went west on 84 instead of east on 84. So I had to get off of one exit and make this left turn to get on another straight, to make another left turn, to make another left turn, to finally get back on the interstate. Because we can't do any killer gamer removals, whatever. We can't do any of that here. Have to kind of do it properly, but so I figure for right now, because I didn't really sleep all that well last night. I mean, I slept a little, but not completely, and part of that's because of the inverter thing that just beeps. So I'm gonna lay down and maybe get some rest while, I guess, waiting for another load or something. We've got our next mission. We're going to be picking up from the Troutdale Swift Terminal, which is, well, where we're at. We're not at the Swift Terminal, but we're in Troutdale, so it's near Portland, Oregon. And we're going to be going here, Toledo, Oregon. I think essentially what we're doing was we're dropping off our empty at the Swift Terminal, and then we're picking up that T-call and then taking it to Toledo. Apparently it came from Washington, but it was supposed to be delivered like back in December or something. So, but let's go ahead and get going. Well, it took a bit for us to find the trailer. It just so happens it was the last set of trailers that are sitting over here. Just happened to be over there. I dropped the trailer off over in the one that we had. I dropped off in that direction over there, and just kind of, zigzagged around, trying to look for the one that we need to pick up. And well, we got it. Got to do our 1, 2, 3 step, maybe 4, just to look at the tandems and get the paperwork and information from the box. Hopefully it didn't get all wet. Oh, speaking of which, when I was sitting there cranking the handle, putting the landing gear down of the last trailer, water had gotten inside the little piping. And so when I went to turn it, it just went floop and just like went all over me. So yeah, I got like mud and stuff on me. I'm like, great. Thought this is supposed to be a clean job, right? Just like driving. How do you get all dirty and stuff? I don't know. Okay, so I got everything in my book. Just need to put the address in to the Garmin, just so I have that alternative right there. And then also using the Zonar, because I use both, because sometimes one works better than the other. But yeah, we're all ready to go. I needed to go through. I took pictures of the paperwork just in case. It always helps. You never know if you may not wind getting it back or something. So, but it's been raining all day. Let's go ahead and go. There was another truck here. But we're having problems because there's cars and trucks parked here, and this is not a very big spot for them. Okay. So let's talk about what happened. The Garmin, I was looking for a rest stop because I was feeling anxious. I was beginning to feel that like something didn't feel right and that I needed to get off the road. Also, it was still going to be like another hour and a half or so to get to the delivery. And I know my time was beginning to run out. not only on my clock, but also trying to find a place to shut down too. So I looked for a rest stop, and the Garmin said, okay, take this exit. And so where it took me is off on this side road where a sign that said no outlet. And I'm like, crap. Crap. Here's a satellite view of what it is. And so the Garmin told me to, I don't understand it. And I thought the Zonar was bad, but it was like, take it off and then turn and go back on the freeway. It was ridiculous. I don't know what in the world it was doing. Now, what happened to me? It's after that you see videos on bonehead truckers who try to make a U-turn to get around. I knew that I could not do that. The only way for me to get out of there was to go back. But how can I go back safely without being able to see what's behind me? Get out and look. Yeah, I can get out and look, but the minute I go back into the cab, I can't see what's behind me. Well, one, I've got my camera, which apparently now I got all kinds of stuff on here. So I've got my camera here. I put new batteries in it, and it kept losing the signal. I don't know if it was the rain or what. So what I had to use, and I was using those anyway, are the cones. Once again, they have been lifesavers. They really have been, especially the ones with the light. I got them off of Amazon, so you can have them blinking, you can have them steady like this. The set that I got has 4, and they fold down and pull up, and then they got these little lights you can sit on top. And you can, if you want to put them on there, you can. So yes, I did get out and look. I had to because it was dark. And I had to look around and see where the road actually was. I was almost on the off the road. So here's one picture right here where you can see where I was using the cones, putting it alongside the road with the light, so that way I could, I'm basically marking my territory. I am marking my territory back, so that way if anyone comes, it's kind of like, ooh, what's going on here? So that way I can get back in the truck, and plus I can see these lights in my mirror off to the side. So I'm not completely blind. I can see the lights of these, and I can start backing up. I can back up so far, grab the cones, move them a little further back. Back up some more, move the cones a little further back, and keep doing that. And that's what I did, and then I was finally able to bring the tractor and trailer around to get back onto the interstate. And then the rest stop was right after it. But that's not the end of it. This rest stop, the area that we're in, there's hardly any space to move in here. You want to talk about tight quarters, this is it. Both me and another trucker were kind of stuck there for a moment. It wasn't until one of these trucks left that we were okay. But the problem is that there was a truck where the butt end of his trailer was sticking out so far, and then there was a truck on the other side of it, and so there was no way to pull a semi through that. And there was an opening, but to try to get in there and swing the trailer around was just, it was nuts, absolutely nuts. Thankfully, where I'm sitting right now, one of the tractor trailer, one of the semis had actually left. Made it so much easier. The poor guy was able, he's like, I just want to take a leak. But yeah, he did his business, and then he was able to pull out and get out. And once he was able to get around, because I was already pulled this direction over here, so he had enough room. Because I figured, oh shoot, there's no room. I'll just pull out and keep driving. But I couldn't. Because of he's still over it. I know we knocked on his door, but he didn't answer. But here, let me go show you. So yeah, if you take a look, you'll see that truck. Maybe he's getting ready to leave now, but he's out. And then there is this other where's my finger at? There is this vehicle there. There's the semi. There is no safe way for me to be able to get through that. And then there's like a car parked here. There's cars parked over there. Yeah, it was crazy. It was ridiculous. And then there was another semi that was kind of pulled up, but it was pulled up in such a way you couldn't even get around. But at least I lucked out. I was able to get pulled in here, and I left enough room so people could get around. But there's still another spot right here. Chances are someone will probably take it, but yeah, jeez Louise, this was crazy. It's the next day. Oh man, my hair is all over the place, and I have very little of it. I feel better about driving. I don't know what it was about last night. Something just told me I needed to pull over and stop. But I feel much better. It's not raining or anything, so it looks good. I'm going to be doing my pre-trip, and we're going to continue to our destination. Wow. I am glad I listened to the prompting I received last night. I knew something didn't feel right and I needed to pull over and stop. And after the drive that I just did, it took longer than what I was expecting because the route was going through hills, mountains. There were declines that were, I don't know, somewhat steep. And it would have been dark. I wouldn't have seen it. At least during the day, I was able to see it before I got to it. At night, it's a whole different thing, and there weren't signs letting me know. And the Garmin wasn't even going to tell me either. So with it being dark, the roads being wet, and not really knowing what was coming could have been disaster. So I'm glad I listened to that. But not only that, there's no truck stops or anything on the way here. I may have been able to get here and drop and pick up. I would have been stuck after that. And my personal conveyance was already used up. So, yeah, that would have been a problem. Because, I mean, look, I don't know how much of a wait there would have been yesterday or last night, but glad I listened. It's like I mentioned before, with that whole thing with Colorado and the I-70. I've had these promptings before, and if I don't listen to them, bad things wind up happening. So I'm just thankful that I listened. All right, we have our instructions. Let's go get this trailer dropped off. Okay, this was a lot muddier than Lewiston, Idaho. If you don't know that one, go back and take a look at that episode. That was after I hit the light pole, or rubbed against it. Hitting it sounds like I knocked it over. More like rubbed up against it. Well, this trailer is dropped, so that wraps up this mission. On the next one, we'll pick up our trailer from here and take that down to Visalia, California. I think I'm saying that right. It's either Visalia or something. I think it's Visalia, but oh well, just correct me if I'm wrong. I always rely on you folks to do that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this mission, and if so, hey, you know what to do. Thumbs up, appreciate it, and subscribe if you're new here, so that way, and that notification bell, be a part of our KILR community, and get notified of future content that is uploaded to the channel. As far as this vlog, which I try to get out Monday through Friday, sometimes I can't, but that's the goal. So if I don't, at least you'll get a notification of when it does get uploaded. Plus I got other content that's up on the channel too, so you may not want to miss that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode, the next mission. Have a KILR Awesome Trucking Day.